Well, without further ado, our top focus on in your interest. Because sometimes football, and the World Cup fever is on, reminds us why it remains the world's biggest sport. Not because of the goals, but because of the nail-biting drama that it involves. Portugal versus Croatia, it had everything. It had a comeback. It had 4 goals ruled out. VAR reviews that kept millions holding their breath at the edge of their seat. A stoppage time winner right in the end. And a finish so controversial that FIFA itself had to release an explanation. Then there was, of course, the main man, Cristiano Ronaldo. At 41, he scored his first ever World Cup knockout goal. That wait is over. All those Ronaldo fans out there rejoicing, becoming the oldest player to score in a FIFA World Cup knockout match, and has moved one step closer to an almost mythical milestone of 1,000 career goals. Yet, even after another record-breaking night, Ronaldo insists his focus is not on retirement, not on history, but only on lifting the one trophy that has always mattered the most. Well, a couple of games still left. It's Spain next up. But for Croatia, on the other hand, it was absolute heartbreak. For Portugal, it was relief. And for the football fans alike, and we've got 2 very credible voices with us on the broadcast, another reminder that this World Cup has become the tournament of razor-thin margins, technology taking center stage, and unforgettable moments. So, was this Portugal's biggest statement yet? Did VAR get every call right? And just how much longer can Cristiano Ronaldo keep rewriting football history? Let's bring in our guests on the broadcast. Yash Arora, football content creator. You very well know him by YJ Reviews, with us on the broadcast. Many thanks for taking on the time. And joining us live from the UAE is Musafir Sheikh, football content creator, known very well by Playmaker India. Yash, I was going through some of your reels, through the day. You said, it's a great sigh of relief, and of course, hats off to the legend, the man of the moment. I'm just trying to be the devil's advocate here. There was something that was wrong with Portugal. I mean, immaculate play for the entire first half. They had the ball right at their feet, yet something was amiss. 81 minutes, 1 shot on goal, that's also a penalty. It's a record in itself. Nobody is denying. Nobody can take that away from Cristiano Ronaldo. But, I mean, something was a little bit amiss. Wouldn't you say so?
I think something has been amiss throughout the tournament for Portugal. Matlab, they have not been able to dominate any opponent as per, of course, against Uzbekistan, they had scored 5 goals and it was a very complete performance. But against Croatia, we all expected a very tough, very evenly matched game because Croatia has more football heritage in World Cup than Portugal. We can't forget that Croatia has went into a World Cup final in 2018. They have Luka Modric. Of course, they have an old team, but they have some young players also coming up. So they have a good mixed, proven team for sure. For Portugal, meanwhile, I didn't expect much. I mean, of course, on paper awards you can give them because they've got Vitinha, John Neves, all the beautiful football players, Bruno Fernandes, and players on their prime, backline, goalkeeper, everything.
Yeah.
But football is played on the pitch, and I think clearly Portugal struggled to live up to the hype. And the reason why I feel is because international football is a different ball game. Croatia was so compact and they were so organized defensively. It was so difficult to find spaces between the lines. Ronaldo also couldn't hold on the ball too much.
Yeah.
And there was no space also behind their line. So even as you saw in the first half, Portugal struggled. Rafael Leao didn't have much space. Apart from the goalkeeper, Diogo Costa, who had a fantastic game, no player of Portugal as far had a beautiful game.
Why take away from Ruben Diaz as well? I think he got a yellow card really early on in the game and then, continued, with that immaculate performance. If I was the coach, I'd probably think twice about taking him off, but he completed the entire game. And that goes on to show that, the mettle that the Portuguese defensive line has as well. Musafir, before I come to you, Yash, just a quick follow-up. What was the most nail-biting moment for you in the entire match? I'm sure everybody was awake, even at 4:30 a.m. It was an edge-of-the-seat affair. What was that moment for you?
I think it was hands down the penalty, the Ronaldo penalty. Matlab, when you see
were you able to watch it?
I was not able to watch it. I was not able to watch it. Because he has fumbled before.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you bank on Ronaldo for these penalties, and he has a great record, of course. But in the past 5 World Cups, Portugal has not performed. I mean, they have not advanced more than a quarter-final place. So it is a lot of pressure. I think this is the last dance. You know the story. He's
Yeah.
41. He's not playing the best football. But to convert that penalty against a very proven goalkeeper, Livakovic, was something that put like satisfied all the Portuguese fans. And yes, he didn't play a very beautiful game, but he always makes a difference. And that's what matters for Portugal. They advance.
Yeah. All right. Musawir, how about you come in on this? What was that moment for you? What was a miss in this particular game? Just like Yash said, there's a lot of pressure on a
Yeah.
41-year-old legend taking that penalty. I mean, for me, I think it was too much in the middle and too low. One touch, from that very credible goalkeeper, and the ball might have gone, and the scoreline would have been absolutely different. Your reading and your assessment of the game.
Well, that is a fact, and I think Yash Bhai just read out everything according to the game, because what I felt was that penalty was too straight, and if you look at the goalkeeper, man, he's too good. We have been following him for
Both the
quite a while
goalkeepers
now,
were
and
absolutely amazing.
yeah, the monstrous, right? But if you took look at the penalty, the way Ronaldo took it, I was like, nah, man, I was like, seriously, this is going too far, with that penalty shout first of all, and
Yeah.
second that shot. I was like, he might bury it in the corner or somewhere, but going straight at that point of moment, oh man, seriously, I nearly destroyed my jersey because I kind of felt that it's going to be safe. But yeah, it was a great moment. I would say again a new milestone for Ronaldo, and this is what world of football is all about, and international
Yeah.
football is all about, and especially the World Cup, right? And the nail biting movements again, like Yash Bhai told, that the midfield has been not giving that kind of an output which we thought they would, because on papers they are very good, they are very good. And Bruno Fernandes playing as a second striker, I don't understand what the coach is thinking about playing Bruno Fernandes as second striker, because he's not going giving you that output. You need to put him kind of on the wing or somewhere, like try to nail
Let's
those
pinpoint.
defender
Let,
out wide,
let's
something like
try and
that.
pinpoint what exactly went wrong, because, like the both of you have been saying, the midfield is absolutely beautiful. We know Vitinha has been playing a lot of games. He's won the Champions League as well. What a fantastic run with Paris Saint-Germain. For João Neves as well. I think Bernardo Silva came on later in the game, tried to compose and calm things down, because the game started getting really opened up towards the latter half of the game. What is missing? Because Croatia kept on putting balls into the box. They kept on crossing as much as they could, which wasn't the same for Portugal. And look at that, one cross by Rafa Leao and Ramos on the end of it, and we finally had a goal. So what was missing for Portugal? Do they now need to test the keeper more? Do they now need to put more balls in the box without wasting any time?
Your number 10 is getting only 46 touches in the whole game. So that's a big concern, a huge concern in my opinion. Okay, your midfield is great, but you're not allowing your attacking midfielder or your wings to press the defense and throw in the crosses. That's a huge minus point over here. So I feel that Portugal really needs to start playing that free-flowing football. I don't know. The real problem, I think, again, Bruno Fernandes should not play the second striker. I know he's trying to help Ronaldo. The coach wants to help Ronaldo, because Ronaldo can't press for the 90 minutes, right? Yeah. So I feel that's why Bruno Fernandes is playing the second striker.
I understand. Pertinent points. Pertinent points. Some particular aspects that I wanted to touch upon. Yash, first and foremost, we know the next game is not going to be as easy. We're looking at a very in form, a very dominant Spain. Everybody is playing at their level best. But before that, let's try and assess what Portugal can do for themselves, and that VAR moment that happened right at the end. Do you think the goal should have been given, or is there a little bit of a bias at play over here? FIFA had to come out with their own explanation that there's a little heartbeat. I mean, we've seen in cricket that there's a sneakometer. The same has happened with this ball. Technology taking center stage.
I feel I mean a lot of people are saying ki it's rigged and FIFA is supporting Ronaldo. The script this World Cup is
At
about
5
Ronaldo
a.m., the
winning World
WhatsApp
Cup.
groups were going. Even at the
Yep.
penalty, the WhatsApp groups are going. You've got Messi lovers, and then you've got Ronaldo lovers, and you know how they love to pull each other's legs.
Exactly. I think it's very unfortunate for Croatia because, of course, the chip is inside the ball and the meter, it gets that the hair length maybe. It made a difference because that like registered a touch for Croatia's player Matanovic. I feel it's very unfortunate for Croatia and more so for, of course, Luka Modric and what he's done for the country. Croatia had again, if you compare the XG and who had more chances to score goals, you could say Portugal maybe had more chances. I mean, they had 2.18 XG, Croatia had 1.48. You could say statistically, maybe Portugal were a bit better. But I think it's very unfortunate. By the books, it is offside. It is a clear offside because, of course, the trajectory of the ball didn't change. It touched the player of Croatia, and then the ball was in Renato's Vega header, and it didn't change the trajectory much, and the player was in offside position clearly. So it is again, if that happened against Portugal, I'd be crying. I'll be crying. I'll be tearing everything. But I think
Yeah.
it just went in the favor of Portugal. But yeah, just to briefly
Look at
touch
the
on
Croatian fans
Yeah.
right behind the goalpost. I mean, you remember
Yeah.
all the bottles and all the cans that they started throwing. You're absolutely right. The people were furious over there. I mean, faces certainly dropped. Look at some of those pictures. This was the scenario, right from Zagreb to those watching in Ontario as well. The faces just simply dropped. Musawwir, what's your take on that VAR call? FIFA had to come out and, clearly clarify that that was actually an offside, much for the, relief for fans like Yash and yourself.
Well, let me be very honest. What the Croatian coach, said after the match.
Yeah.
VR is kind of, or technology is kind of killing those emotions, and we have gone too far with the game right now. And we all know that Trionda, the ball, has.
Is it
IMU
killing
sensors.
emotions? I mean, ask Yash. Yash, is it killing emotions? You seem to be happy. Musawwir,
I
you're
seem
a
to be very
Ronaldo
happy.
fan.
I'm happy. Surely, I'm happy because it's with us. If it was against us, of course, we would have been like, seriously, this is cheating or something like that, So it is kind of, has in a footballing perspective. In that point of view, it is, and also, like I said, Trionda has that IMU sensors. Even a hair strand, that vibrations can trigger that, sensors. So that is the issue with, that ball. And well, like he said, by the law of the book, by the laws of football right now, because every year it's rewritten, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it is offside, and that's where we won. So it is simple.
Okay.
So
Okay.
by the rule book, yes.
Let's talk about the accolades also very quickly. Let's throw some light on the main man, the man of the hour, his second man of the match. He's now the oldest goal scorer in the knockout stage. And in this last dance, he's also managed to score in the knockout stage, something that he hadn't done before. So another step closer, Yash, to that 1,000 goal mark. Do you think that's now turning into more than just a reality? It's going to be a matter of when and not if for CR7?
I think, yeah. I think 1,000 goal mark is not in. It should not be in Ronaldo's mind right now because he can't achieve that in the World Cup. There's only 4 games left if Portugal have to go all the way through, and he can also complete that accolade in Al Nassr where he plays his football.
Yeah.
I think what Ronaldo like. I feel as a Ronaldo fan at the age of 41, he doesn't need to be in places where he is right now. I think when he was substituted by the coach Roberto Martinez on the 81st minute, it was a very controversial decision. A lot of fans said, yeah, he was not doing very well. But I think Ronaldo was visibly disappointed. He still wanted to help the team.
Yeah.
And I think that feeling that he has inside of him, that he can still contribute no matter how bad Portugal plays
Yeah.
or etc. Because Gonçalo Ramos, he scored a goal for sure. All credits to him. But the dynamic of Portugal didn't change as much as they were playing very fast. It didn't change like that. I feel the fact that he can still be important in any way possible, take on the most crucial penalties, be important in important areas, and be that hero for Portugal is a big thing. It's beyond any numbers. See, we all know about Ronaldo's numbers. We all know about what he's done, what he's achieved. He can achieve 1,000 goals. But for him to just give these fans a hope again in Spain, against Spain. I mean, Spain is a very, very young team. Lamine Yamal, Oyarzabal, these are very top players. It's
Yeah.
a proper team, better than Portugal, I think, the way they've played. But still, you believe. I think Ronaldo does that. I mean, would you bench Ronaldo after what he did? I don't think so. I don't think so. You start Gonçalo Ramos because I think he still can contribute, and that is what it gives Portugal. Just to briefly touch on what he also said, I think for Portugal it's more about risk and reward. The team that they have one of the best midfields on paper. They should be taking more risks. I think the coach, even though he took very brave calls in the last game against Croatia, took 4 players out, changed them all, took Ronaldo out. They should trust their team more. They should trust their midfielders to carry the ball more, to basically break the opponent's line more. And yes, it will come with a risk because you'll get counter-attacked, etc. But
Yeah.
that's the price you pay. You've got Nuno Mendes, you've got top centre backs. But I think, yeah, I mean, regarding Ronaldo, I
70
mean,
minutes into the game, Yash, I think there were a couple of moments. Once when Modric, drove the ball without any trouble. Once Kovacic drove the ball, he had a shot on goal as well, thanks to the post that came to Costa's saving. And I think the level is going to be even more difficult when we're talking about Spain. Lamine Yamal, he loves to run with the ball, and both the fullbacks, they're going to have their hands full next game.
yeah, I mean, but Lamine Yamal just said before this, like I think 2 days ago in an interview, that the toughest fullback he has faced is Nuno Mendes, and I think Portugal have defeated Spain before. I mean, not the most convincing win for sure. Very tight games. I think I would just see. I would just tell all the fans, Portugal and whoever is supporting, and from now on, stop expecting beautiful footballs. From now on, stop expecting dominant performances. It's impossible, no matter who the opponent is,
Yeah.
whether it's a small team, big team. It'll be a very tidy, tough game. I think Spain are a better team. They have, I mean, they are proven Euros winner clearly. But for Portugal, you can never write them off. I feel, considering the performance of the goalkeeper Diogo Costa, very, very important. Also, the backline growing, Renato Vega, Ruben Diaz. It could be a battle. Lamine Yamal has proven in biggest stages of world football. But I think Portugal also have talents with Rafael Leao, most importantly, Joao Felix coming
100%.
off the bench. Yeah.
100%. Musawir, looking at the Spain match just a couple of days from now, what do you think needs to change? Yash is talking about, taking those mammoth risks. Would you agree? Would you disagree?
I would agree because see, Portugal right now are playing two tactic-centric games. They are like always trying to be static and follow what Roberto Martinez wants with this team. But I feel that midfield they need to play that free-flowing football. They have that capability. They can do that. Like Jesh mentioned in the last game against Croatia, twice, thrice, they got overrun. Why? Because they are too static. I don't know what kind of tactics Roberto Martinez is trying to use or implicate on this, the squad. Yeah, comparatively, Spain is a better squad on, but again, you can't, just like he said, you can't write Portugal off. And I really want Roberto Martinez to, just talk to the team and tell them, go out there, play your style of football. Let's get that win. Because against Spain, it's not going to be tactics versus tactics for sure. If they stay on that tactic centric game, this can go anywhere.
You're now deep end into the World Cup. I think changing tactics right now is not really going to help. I think you need to back your own team and your own team esteem. Let's take a look at what's happening on the other side of the fence as well, Yash. What do you think is going right now in the minds of all the Argentinian fans, in the minds of all the Messi fans, looking at, Ronaldo racking up one more goal? Of course, it seems unlikely he's going to beat that 18-17 World Cup record until unless somebody gets injured here. That doesn't seem possible. But hey, it's football. We've seen impossible happen on the pitch. What's happening on the other side of the divide?
I mean, they don't care. I don't think so. Argentina fans would care right now. I mean, Messi has done extremely well. I mean, of course, people expect from Messi, but he scored 19 goals now, World Cup, all-time top scorer. He is so important. People are questioning the path of Argentina, whether it's easy for them. Now they face Cape Verde tonight, in a very
That's a good question,
round.
actually. That's a good question.
Yeah.
So look at what Portugal are having to play and look at what Argentina has to play. Of course, each team is in their own rightful place, a great team since they made it to the World Cup finals. But taking on Belgium, Spain and France on your way to the finals and beating Cape Verde and all those other teams, I mean, chalk and cheese, two different stories here.
Yeah, I agree. I think, but again, you can't blame anybody. You can't. I think these are the paths. Like Argentina topped their group. They conceded little goals. I mean, they had super impact against Austria, against Algeria. Messi was important. Yes, the group they had you could question, but I feel in World Cup, especially in international football, as we've seen, Senegal almost knocked out Belgium. We have seen some big upsets. Cape Verde getting a draw against Spain. So I feel it's not really about. I think in World Cup, the familiarity really matters. Like when you know opponent, for example, Portugal knows Croatia. They know how they play. They face them in Nations League. They face them in Euros. But when you face a team like Morocco, like see, we're talking about two teams like Morocco and Uruguay knocking Portugal out. And these two teams are not familiar with Portugal. They don't play in the same European stratosphere. They're from South America, Africa. And I think if you can get a tough, like for example, Portugal could not beat Colombia. Now that's a South American team, a difficult team to face. I'm not saying France is easy, but I think France is familiar. I'm saying Belgium is familiar. Portugal have been knocked out by Belgium in Euro 2020. That familiarity does sort of play a role, I believe. For Argentina, I think yes, the path is a bit easier, of course, on paper, but their bracket also has Brazil, England. They're in top form. So I mean, a lot of people are saying Cape Verde could do an impossible uh, tonight. Maybe the goalkeeper Vozina turns up. Who knows? But it seems very unlikely. But I think watching what
We're
we
going to be
watched-
having an even bigger discussion if something like that
Yeah,
happens
yeah, yeah,
tomorrow.
exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But like you've said it yourself, anything is possible in this beautiful game, and the beautiful game is delivering. Musawwir, that moment where Luka Modric and Cristiano Ronaldo, I mean, how many times has that Trivela from Luka Modric placed the ball very neatly on Ronaldo's header or in Ronaldo's path to tap it in for Real Madrid? That combination, they know each other really well. I mean, the beautiful game has delivered once again. Before we wrap up the segment, your assessment of what the future has in store for us. Of course, nobody wants to place a bet right now. It's the beautiful game. But we've got some difficult games coming up. On the other hand, you've got Argentina. And you said Morocco. I don't think Morocco's played France as well. If Morocco and France meet up, that's going to be you've got some really crazy battles coming up.
Yeah, for sure. Like seriously, this football is always unpredictable. You can't just sit and predict that this is going to happen, because no one predicted Cape Verde to be here and playing against Argentina, and now people are backing Cape Verde against Argentina. I don't know how's that in their mind, but still, this is football and anything can happen. Like you said, there are lots of good teams. If Argentina wins today in their path, they will face a lot of good teams also. For Portugal, it's the same. So it's going to seriously go to a different trajectory from here. And the knockouts are always exciting. Teams like Morocco, teams like England, are going to have tougher fights up ahead in the quarterfinals and in the semifinals. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And I'm just going to sit back and enjoy. I just want to see the best team win, of course, yes. But if it's Portugal, I would just, have a bit more fun.
Okay, all right. I think we'll leave it there. We've covered everything. Just wanted to highlight a little bit about Ramos as well. He said during the halftime that Cristiano Ronaldo walked up to him and told him that we will need you. And Ramos told Ronaldo, don't you worry. The minute I come on, I will definitely score. And what a great moment for him after signing that mammoth deal with Ruben Amorim at AC Milan. He's now gone on and pipped that header, shattered hearts in Zagreb all throughout, in Ontario as well. Portugal breathing a sigh of relief, and it's anybody's game from this moment on. But another special night of football. This World Cup is certainly delivering, isn't it? And many thanks to both of you gentlemen for taking out time, speaking to us here on News9. Musawwir has been speaking to us here. Maybe we'll get a chance to speak to Yash again after that Spain match, and hopefully good things happen in that Spain match as well. Yash, many thanks for taking out the time. YJ Reviews, you can find him on social media, and of course Musawwir as well, Playmaker India. Many thanks to both of you for taking out the time.